It was one of those perfect May afternoons in Maple Grove, the kind where the sun's just warm enough. The breeze carries the sweet scent of blooming lilacs, and you can't help but feel life's good. I was in my backyard, tongs in hand, tending to my prized offset smoker as it worked its magic on a massive brisket. The thin blue smoke curled upward, teasing the neighborhood with the promise of melt-in-your-mouth barbecue. My annual cookout was in full swing, neighbors laughing, kids tossing beanbags, my Labrador Rusty barking at squirrels from under the oak tree. This wasn't just a party. It was a fundraiser for the local food pantry, a tradition I'd built over years of perfecting my craft. But in a heartbeat, everything changed. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder, closer. Red and blue lights flashed through the trees as 3 fire trucks roared down our quiet street. My guests froze, beers halfway to their lips, conversations cut off like someone hit mute. Kids ran to their parents, and Rusty's barks turned frantic. I stood there, tongs dangling, a perfectly seasoned brisket precariously balanced, watching firefighters in full gear storm toward my backyard. My stomach twisted. This was supposed to be a day of joy, not a scene from some overblown cop show. And there, at the edge of my lawn, arms crossed, a smirk curling her lips, stood Barbara Kessler Maple Grove's self-proclaimed guardian of standards. Everyone called her the Karen of the block, though never to her face. Dressed in crisp khakis, a starched polo, and a gardening hat that screamed suburban warfare, she pointed at my smoker like it was a ticking bomb. "That's it," she shrieked, her voice slicing through the chaos. "That illegal fire hazard. I told you all it's against HOA rules." Her manicured finger jabbed repeatedly, her oversized sunglasses slipping as she ranted about smoke and danger. My guests shifted uncomfortably, some glaring at her, others whispering. My neighbor Dave, mid-sip of his IPA, stepped forward as if to say something, but I shook my head. Arguing with Barbara was like wrestling a pig in muddy. You'd get dirty, and she'd enjoy it. I'm Art Thompson, by the way. 5 years ago, I was a big deal on the regional barbecue circuit, hauling my custom trailer to competitions across 3 states. My garage was a shrine of trophies, ribbons, and oversized checks. I placed 3rd at the Smoky Ridge Throwdown, no small feat against pit masters with their own sauce lines. Back then, barbecue was my life. I'd work my day job as a structural draftsman Monday through Thursday, then hit the road with my smoker, chasing the thrill of the circuit, the camaraderie, the secret rubs, the judges' silent nods. My brisket and spicy burnt ends were legendary, but my pulled pork? Once a judge in Memphis closed his eyes for 10 seconds after tasting it. No notes, just reverence. That was worth more than any prize. But when my daughter, Sophie, was born, everything shifted. Missing her first wobbly steps because I was 3 states away broke me. So I hung up my competition apron, sold the trailer, and settled into Maple Grove with my wife, Emily. We found a 4-bedroom colonial with a wraparound porch and a backyard perfect for my new, smaller smoker. The realtor swore the HOA was a ghost, the neighborhood laid back. We believed her. The first cookouts were small, just friends and neighbors drawn by the scent of ribs. By year 2, it was a food pantry fundraiser, donation plates for competition-grade barbecue. Everyone won. Neighbors ate like kings, the pantry got funds, and I kept my skills sharp without Leah VYing Sophie. Everyone was happy except Barbara. She'd moved in shortly after us, instantly crowning herself HOA queen despite the board being dormant for years. She'd measure lawns with a ruler, leave notes about trash cans, but my cookout was her white whale. She whined about smoke damage to her patio furniture, 3 houses away noise from happy neighbors, cars parked once a year. This time, she'd gone nuclear. 2 weeks before, she'd flooded the neighborhood's social media with rants about toxic smoke. She slid neon-highlighted flyers under doors, citing air quality laws. 3 days prior, she cornered Emily at the grocery store, warning of consequences. I double-checked the fire codes. The HOA bylaws me set up was legit. Still, I should have known Barbara wouldn't quit. That morning, I'd been up at 4 a.m., coaxing the smoker to a steady 225 degrees Fahrenheit. The brisket and pork shoulder needed 12 hours for perfection. By 3:30 p.m., guests were REVYing with potato salad and pies, Sophie manning her lemonade stand for the pantry. Then Dave rushed over, face grim. "She did it, Mark." Barbara called 911, said your smoker's an uncontrolled fire. My heart sank as Sophie's eyes widened, guests murmuring. The sirens weren't a joke. The fire trucks screamed in, a full Code 3 response. Barbara had claimed VY Cybele flames and thick black smoke, choking the block. In reality, my smoker purred with that thin blue smoke every pitmaster dreams of. Still, the firefighters had to act false or not. Every call's an emergency. I stepped forward, hands up, tongs in one, voice steady despite the rage bubbling inside. "This is a control cooker, sir. Meets all codes." A young firefighter inspected my setup, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else, while Barbara ranted to anyone listening. Then a tall man in a white shirt with extra insignia strode through the gate, Chief Daniel Callahan. I froze. I knew him. He'd judged Smoky Ridge, a barbecue nut with his own cookbook mixing recipes and fire safety tips. He eyed my smoker, then me, his face unreadable. For one awful second, I thought I'd missed some obscure rule. Then he grinned. "Well, I'll be damned. Mark Thompson, right? That coffee-rubbed brisket at Smoky Ridge still haunts me." Relief hit like a tidal wave as I shook his hand. "Didn't think you'd remember, Chief." He laughed. "I never forget great barbecue." He waved off his team, "All clear, boys," and turned to me, eyes twinkling. "Mind if I jump in?" Been too long since I tended a proper smoker. I handed him an apron, stunned. Barbara's smirk vanished, her face twisting in horror. She shoved through the crowd, finger wagging. "This is outrageous." I reported a hazard. "And you're joining the party? I want your Super VY sore." Callahan's voice was calm, but steel. "Ma'am, I'm the Super VY sore. This is a safe, compliant cooker run by a pro." She sputtered about HOA rules, but he cut her off. "I'm here for public safety, not your bylaws. What concerns me is you tying up 911 for a grudge. That's resources we need for real emergencies." Barbara's face went crimson. "There'll be consequences for false reports," Callahan added, glancing at the growing crowd of neighbors. She opened her mouth, closed it, then stormed off, muttering about lawyers. The air shifted. Callahan wasn't just SAVYing my cookouth wanted in. He rolled up his sleeves, swapping tips as we sliced the brisket. Its pink smoke ring, textbook perfect. The firefighters lingered, drawn by the aroma. Callahan radioed they'd monitor compliance, code for let's stay and eat. Kids climbed the trucks, neighbors poured in, some first-timers lured by the chaos. Sophie's lemonade sold out, the donation jar overflowed. By sunset, it was a block party. Callahan played showman, explaining the smoke ring's chemistry to a rapt crowd. "This ain't Raywood science," he boomed, slicing meat. The firefighters chipped in a donation, called off-duty buddies to join. Barbara lurked at her window, a sour shadow on our joy. Callahan's speech sealed it. "Folks, I've fought fires for 27 years, judged barbecue across states. This event's safe and damn impressive. Mark's feeding your pantry with world-class barbecue. That's community." Cheers erupted. He pitched a fire department partnership for next year trucks, safety demos, maybe a secret rub. I was speechless. A neighbor snapped a photo of us in sauce-stained aprons by the smoker. By morning, it was VY Row. A local news site ran it. Fire chief turns barbecue emergency into feast. Donations flooded the pantry, outpacing 4 years combined. The fire department's post spread the story, mixing 911 PSAs with community pride. Callahan gave a TV VYEW, sneaking in rib tips. Barbara? She got a fat fine for abusing 911 and a letter from the awakened HOA board, clarifying smokers were allowed and she had zero authority. The cookout was now an official event, fire department approved. Looking back, Barbara's meddling backfired spectacularly. She wanted to shut us down, but birthed Maple Grove's biggest party yet. Still, I wonder, did she have a point about neighborhood rules, or was this pure spite? What do you think? Was Barbara just a busybody, Or did she have a legit gripe? Should HOAs control backyard cookouts? Or is that overreach? And what about 911 misuse? How harsh should the punishment be? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood tales. Let's keep this fire burning.